Liz Cheney, one of the very, 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 very few sane voices in the Republican Party still left. No, now I can't say still left because she's out of Congress because her voters hate the fact that she criticized Donald Trump. Is about to release a book, Oath and Honor, and in that book, and I just found this out yesterday, that in that book she goes into great detail about a meeting between Donald Trump and former Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy. Now, this meeting was right after the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. It was, and, and when I, and this, oh man, this is just way too funny to talk about. Now, Chaney and McCarthy's January 2021 trip to Mar-a-Lago. Chaney says, Mar-a-Lago? What the hell, Kevin? They're really worried, says McCarthy. Trump's not eating, so they asked me to come and see him. Yeah. Chaney responds, What? You went to Mar-a-Lago because Trump's not eating? Yeah, he's really depressed. Well, obviously he was depressed. Now, the eating part, I may agree with that to a point, but I really, really doubt that he wasn't eating. But the depressed part, I really believe, because Donald Trump at that point knew he lost the 2020 election. At that point, he knew that the January 6, 2020 insurrection was doomed to fail. So yeah, if I were Donald Trump, I'd be depressed too. But the depression is going to get a whole hell of a lot worse. Right now, there are more and more people starting to talk about the fact that Donald Trump knew he lost the 2020 election and was planning in his operations for the insurrection and the stealing of ballots and votes from Georgia. Not to mention the January 6th case, which is bearing more and more fruit day after day after day. Not to mention the New York case that's probably going to bankrupt him after he lied about how much his properties were worth. But the not eating part and the really depressed part, Kevin, I have to say I balk on that. But it's got me interested enough that I'm probably going to end up buying this book and reading it. Just as I bought Dr. Mary Trump's book, Too Much and Never Enough, because we honestly are not listening to what Donald Trump is doing and Donald Trump is planning. Just a couple of days ago, I talked about the fascism that surrounds Donald Trump, that he is beginning to push out. But people are still not paying attention. Now that we know that Donald Trump was depressed and angry and quote-unquote not eating after his election loss in 2020, now we're getting to understand that he was getting his plans to steal the election from Joe Biden. It's all projection. Here's the asset test for all of you. Every time a Republican member of Congress or Donald Trump or a Republican senator says something, accuses someone in the Democrat Party or anyone for that matter, take it as projection, as something that they know they did, or they know someone else did in their midst. I mean, it's all about, hell, this comes all the way to the Hunter Biden situation. Hunter Biden said, yes, I'll testify before the Congressional Oversight Committee if it's public. And Republicans are fighting that tooth and nail to make sure that that deposition isn't public. What have they got to hide? Obviously, considering what we're seeing from Liz Cheney's book about Donald Trump being depressed and not eating after he lost the 2020 election and after the January 6th insurrection failed. They have a lot to hide. A hell of a lot. But I think the depression is for Donald Trump is just beginning. The not eating for Donald Trump when he tastes prison food is just beginning. CTP, you know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.